Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay, welcome to the show. Dawn says, watching the movie Men in Black while we wait. Well, I love that movie, so that's a good choice. But hi, everybody. Welcome. Sorry I'm late. I was helping dogs and working. So here I am, though. And it's Fluid Friday. So, you know what that means? You got to let us know what's in your cup. What's in your cup? What are you drinking? Today I've got this hard punch seltzer by a certain brand. I'm not supposed to say name brand, so I won't. But they make a good hard punch seltzer. But it's Fluid Friday. What's in your cup? Make sure you're staying hydrated. Water, very important. Mhm. Hello, everybody. Hi, Sally. Hi, Nia. Iced tea. Nia's drinking iced tea. Love it. Hi, love. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm wonderful. Thank you. I hope you are well as well. Hi, Marianne. Marianne's got a chilled Chateau Mou. What's a Chateau Mou? That sounds interesting. Very interesting. So, you guys, hi, Moo E, Muue. Hi, Yasmina. So, you guys, if you're new here, hi, Dawn. If you're new here, here's the rules. These are free readings. We don't have any sort of list. It's random selections. Normally, I have my lovely partner Debbie here, but she is not here this week, so it's just me. You're stuck with me, and we don't. You must be 18 or older to receive a reading. We don't do legal. We don't do medical, um, and yeah, just submit it to the live chat. You may be randomly selected. Don't put anybody else's information other than your own, or else I won't be able to put it up on the screen. Okay, so no personal info of anybody else. Um, Please subscribe to our channels. That's youtube.com/at Matty Tarot and youtube.com/at Psychic Fixes. Okay. We do accept donations. The pay links are scrolling below. However, at the end of the day, these are free readings. Okay. So we want an equal opportunity for everybody. Making a donation does not get you a prioritized spot. There are no spots. So it's just random selection. So submit your questions to the live chat. You may be randomly selected to receive a reading. Okay. But it's Fluid Friday, as you are all already doing, letting me know what's in your cup. Please continue. Um, we also have a Friday Feuds poll. So, in the description at the very top, it says participate, or it's a link to our Friday Feuds poll. And I think the poll this week is very fun. So, we're going to get into that in just a moment. It's a very fun question. So, please go ahead and click that link and participate in the poll. But also submit your answers to the chat here so we can have a nice little chat about it. But yes, so we'll get to that in just a moment. Without further ado, though, welcome to the show. Alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. So let me just move my candle. I'll put it right here. This is my favorite candle. I can't say the brand. It's a very popular brand. I'm sure you all know. Um, Starts with a Y, but lemon lavender. Oh, the best scent that they have. Lemon lavender. Lemon lavender. Get it. It's like the perfect mix between relaxing, comforting, and fresh, clean, crisp. Um, it's like sweet and then also earthy. So, yeah, lemon lavender. All right. So, Sally says, I love your shirt. I have a sweater with the same logo. Yes, NASA. NASA. We love it. Except NASA's not, SpaceX is the, the top dog now. Um, but NASA's like linking up with SpaceX to go to the moon again. Interesting. I love that. Okay, so, Dawn says, love the intro. Thank you. Thank you. I made it, so thank you, Dawn. So, oh, Lisa, thank you. Mystical intro, she said. And Nia too. Thank you, everybody. I made the intro, so I hope y'all. I'm so happy to hear y'all love it. So we're gonna get into these readings very, very soon. But first, I want to do the Friday Feuds poll. It's pretty funny actually. So let me get there. But please click the link in the description to get to the poll. I'll meet you there. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Hold on a second. It's not being my friend. Why aren't you being my friend? Survey Monkey, like, thank you for having free surveys. Love it. Really appreciate that. And I'm very grateful. However, get your ish together because you make it very hard to use your website. It's very confusing. It's not user friendly at all. And I always have issues with it. And I mean, I worked on a computer. I had a computer job for like 10 years. I worked on a computer and like, I know how to do all that. So like, it's not like I'm ignorant to how to use the internet and and computers, Survey Monkey, your website. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where is the survey? Oh, I think I found it. Okay, so, no, it doesn't want me to. Bear with me, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay. I think I found it. Here we go. They make that real easy, right? Okay, so you have to survive in the arena for 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour in this arena. It's like Gladiator, right? And you have to pick two of the following to defend you, and all the others attack you. So you are in an arena like Gladiator. Pick two of the options listed below. So make sure you're on the survey. They'll be listed below when you're there to defend you, and all of the others attack you. You must survive for 1 hour. Okay? Here's the options: 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, and 4 lions. You get to select two of those options for your defense. And then all the other ones will attack you. You have to survive in this arena for 1 hour. So enter in the survey your selection. You select two and hit done. But also put it here in the chat. I'm curious to see what you guys would pick. So I personally selected 10,000 rats and 5 gorillas. And the reason is because 10,000 rats, I think, would overwhelm any of those options. But that's just my opinion. My husband says that the lions would gobble up all the rats really quickly, or the gorillas would just step on them. So, I mean, that's a good argument. But I think 10,000 is quite a bit. So please participate in the poll. Enter your two picks into the chat, and then we'll get into the readings. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Please share the show as well. Share the show. And if you're new here, let us know what's in your cup. It's Fluid Friday. What is in your cup? All right. Well, nobody wants to say what their picks are. That's okay. Just make sure you participate in the survey. But okay. So Moo says the lions and the 10K rats. Yeah, the 10K rats sends me. It's pretty funny. Love says, I don't see a poll here, Maddie. It's in the description. So at the very top of the description, it'll say link. And if you still can't find it, then go up to in the comments on YouTube. And I put it in the comments as well. So it should be right there. It's in the description. Dawn says I picked the rats and gorillas. That's what I picked. That was my choice. I think they would. I think they would overwhelm everybody, and then the gorillas would just, the sheer force. Gorillas are very strong. I don't know how strong gorillas are, but I know chimpanzees are like 3 times as strong as people, and chimpanzees are like smaller than us. So like a gorilla, you know? Marianne says most animals have issues with rodents. Yeah, because they're nasty. But yeah, no, 10,000 rats I think would overwhelm everybody. Or anybody. All right. All right. Veronica says water is in your cup. That's a good choice, Veronica. I approve. Okay, I've got my cards here. We're gonna use one other thing. Hold on. And as I said, Debbie is not here today, so it's just me, and I'm gonna try and do my best to give the reading as I'm turning the cards. So that way I can try and get more done. Okay, so we're almost there. And please, if you're on YouTube, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, whatever it is, like the video, hit the thumbs up button. It is very important for the algorithm, because if you watch the video without hitting the thumbs up button, the AI thinks you didn't like it. It wasn't good enough for you. So it's not gonna rank it as like shareable, or that it should push it to other people. So make sure you like the video, and it will tell other people about it. It'll promote, put it in their recommended, okay? Based on your watching profile, other people who have a similar watching profile will get recommended our video if you hit the thumbs up button. So please do us a favor. Alrighty, let's pick a. Love says I would go with the rats and gorillas. I think so too. That's exactly like. At first I said rats and lions, but then I was like, no, gorillas. 5 gorillas. Like, come on. All right. And Tammy says vodka and orange juice. Long day at work. I hear you, Tammy. I've got a hard seltzer here, so I feel you. I understand. Okay. Here we go. Oh, Debbie. It looks like Debbie dropped in. During this podcast, you can support my page by sending stars, a digital gift that helps me earn money. Send Debbie some stars. Send Debbie some stars. And shout out to Debbie, okay? We love Debbie. I miss you, Debbie. Can't wait to see you on Monday. I hope you're having a great week if you're still here watching. If not, though, I know you're busy. I know you're having fun, so enjoy. But can't wait to see you on Monday. Let's see. We're going to find for a reading. I'm going to go with love. Okay. Maddie, what do you see about my relationship with M? It's a platonic friendship. Thank you. Okay, let's take a look. Well, the 8 of Cups came out immediately. So, the 8 of Cups means you might be walking away. Okay, well, it could mean either you or your friend, but walking away from something. So this doesn't necessarily mean the friendship's breaking up. It does mean, though, that there's something in the dynamic that does not serve either of you. So you may have been thinking recently, like, this person's kind of draining or overwhelming to me, and maybe I shouldn't be as close with them as I am. That might be the reason the 8 of Cups shows. Or maybe your friend is thinking that. But either way, it could be either a behavior that is being exhibited in the relationship. It could be a certain dynamic that has been built or formed over time that is kind of overwhelming or draining, and it does not serve either of you. It could be the friendship itself. Maybe people grow and they outgrow each other, and take different paths in life, and we're never the same person as we were yesterday. So we sometimes that happens. I don't know. I'm not saying you would know best how this applies to you. Um, maybe it's a behavior that you don't like of in yourself, and that you want to walk away from in regard to this friendship. But either way, there is some sort of um, either the dynamic in whole or part of it is being left behind or contemplated at this time, and how to find a solution and move away from that type of energy. It does look like this is so you what you need to hear right now, love, is that you are the conscious creator of your reality. So you may think, I think here's what I think is going on. I think that you have been questioning this friendship, maybe um, a bit, and maybe it's a little overwhelming to you at times, and you are wondering if you should be giving yourself as much or pouring as much into it, or maybe this person doesn't. You feel like they take you for granted, or you maybe feel like they're not very grateful, or they kind of maybe use you sometimes, and you just kind of, it's either that or this might just be your overall doubt that is not being spoken, but the energy's there. So keep in mind, I'm reading energies. Um, so it's like I got to decipher where it goes, and based on what my intuition. So, love, you said, yes, I broke contact with them before. They want to be in my life. They try their best, but I always tell them when they are dishonest about something, I feel I can't trust them. Well, of course. Of course. That, trust is so, it takes the longest to build, and it is the easiest to destroy. It's a very delicate thing, trust. And here's what I say about trust. You can't project how others have treated you onto the world, right? So, if you ever want to have any significant or important relationships in your life, you have to trust. You have to give that trust willingly and freely in the beginning to a person. Of course, use discernment. There's always cues you can say, like, okay, well, this person, I get a bad vibe, or like I don't feel like, so use discernment. Don't just trust anybody. But, if you find a friend and you become friends, and you're beginning to get closer with them and be more vulnerable, give them 100% of your trust. Because here's the funny thing about distrust is that if you bring it into a relationship, if you enter a relationship and you're just like, well, I don't trust anybody from jump, and they got to earn it. Well, that person actually, they don't need to earn it, because they haven't done anything to you that has broken it, or that you now have a right to question them. They haven't done anything to you. You're taking what's happened to you in the past and with other people, and you're projecting that onto them. And so that's called an assumption. And when you do that, energy is really potent. And when you do that, it sows distrust into the relationship from jump. So if you're bringing distrust to a relationship, you're going to have trust issues in the relationship. And you simply do that by just not trusting. So you must give your trust 100% until somebody gives you a reason not to. Once they give you a reason not to, and you have, okay, so it's a risk. It involves risk. You must just take that risk if you ever want significant relationships in your life. It's a risk. It's a risk worth taking if you want if you want friends, if you want, a partner. Um, but also take precaution in that, you're going to be okay if something happens. You can set boundaries. You don't have to, if somebody shows you that they can't be trusted, okay, well, step back. That's how it works. So, um, anyway, you got to decide. You have to understand, love. You are the conscious creator of your reality. So if you got to understand. that you can't change a person. And if they continually violate your trust and continually lie or make up stories or you know, don't tell you the truth, then that is something that you have to set a boundary around. A boundary is not controlling of another person. A boundary is your guidelines to how another person can build a fulfilling relationship with you. So a boundary doesn't say you can't do this. A boundary says I can't accept this, and here's what I can accept, cannot accept. And so this has to do with your self-esteem, love. Um, you may keep this person around because you want to see the good in people, and you feel like, oh well, I'm just, I don't want to be mean, I don't want to be rude. They try their best. I want to see the good in them. I want to give them a chance, but what is it costing you? What is it costing you? And is this person so important that you, you know, are you afraid to just not have this friend because they fill a lot of time for you and you don't want to just, you don't want to be alone? Um, or maybe this person has like sensitive information about you and you don't want, you like, okay, well, I've already like poured so much into this. And so now I just don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to give that up, you know? Um, yeah, you have to choose what's more important though to you, having a friend that lies, or is it okay? Here's a better question. What's more important to you, a pretty lie or the ugly truth? I think the ugly truth. That's personally what I would pick, because people respect you more in the end when you just tell the truth, even if it's something they don't want to hear. They will respect you. So you need to be truthful on your end, and they need to be truthful. And if they can't, well, then you have to set a boundary, because here's the breakdown, and here's what you don't see coming. It does look like you come out victorious. The chariot is here. You come out on top victorious in this situation. It's a long, bumpy road, but you figure it out. So that's good. But you're being asked to walk away from something. Eight of Cups. You are the conscious creator of your reality, meaning you don't have to accept this. You do not, if you're allowing it in your reality right now. The Queen of Inspiration, which is the Queen of Wands, this is all about your, so that's radiance and confidence, right? So this is all about your self-esteem. And what's needed is the Queen of Voices, which is the Queen of Swords, setting a boundary. The Queen of Swords is very firm. She says, "You can come in. However, here's my boundaries." And when somebody oversteps those boundaries, the Queen of Swords doesn't take it. She's like, "Off with your head." Like, so she's like, "Hey, I told you. I told you, I was clear, I didn't stutter. You understood. Don't act like you didn't. Like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to play these games." So, this is about, do you respect me or do you not? So, I mean, you got to lay it down. There's always a way to do it tactfully, but tell them you won't be able to continue the friendship if they continue, if they continue to not tell you the truth. If they can't be truthful with you, you can't be their friend. Okay. That is my advice to you. Yeah, it does look like Spirit's telling you to stop this friendship. So, and look at that at the bottom of the deck, confidence. What was I saying? Okay, I'm going to play you a crystal card, and that is it. We'll go on to another reading. So, love, your crystal card is Preciolite. Preciolite. Okay. It says courage and confidence are what this stone brings. Boosting those qualities will manifest your goals and strengthen your motivation. Preciolite turns negative energies into positive ones. Once you've bathed in a positive light, all good things happen. So really, to sum it up, this has to do with your self-esteem. Don't keep a person around just because it's comfortable. Because the most uncomfortable place to stay at is your comfort zone. So lean into the discomfort a little bit, allow, and speak up and set boundaries, okay? You teach people how to treat you by setting boundaries and sticking to them. Otherwise, people will just walk all over you. And that's looks like what this person is doing because you've allowed it up to this point. Okay, that's my advice for you, and that's all I have for you this evening. All right, so hold on. Let's see. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm going to shuffle and then pick another person. But if you're new here, welcome. This is Free Psychic Readings with Debbie and Maddie, but it's just Maddie right now. Debbie's on vacation. She'll be back next week. But we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You must be 18 or older to receive a reading. We do not do any medical or legal. It's a random selection. There's no list. But we do take donations, scrolling below, but they don't get you a prioritized reading at all. So we want equal opportunity to everybody for a free reading. So enter your question into the chat. Don't put any other personal information beside of anybody else other than your own. But enter it into the chat and you may receive a free reading, okay? Please like and subscribe. Please share the show. Please let us know what's in your cup. It's Fluid Friday. Please participate in our Friday Feuds poll. It's at the top of the description section, okay? It's a fun one. All right, in just a moment more. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, who we gonna get? I see a few people asking about a job. Let's see. Sally, and I saw another one. I saw Nia. Where's Nia? Moo asked about a career direction, and Nia asked about do you see me getting the job in balancing school as well? So I'm gonna use the pendulum for those three. I'll do all three of those with my pendulum. So let me get that out. It's Fluid Friday. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I just am looking for one thing. Where'd it go? Is it over here? Well, I don't know where my crystal is to... Here, I can use this one. It's okay. It just needs to be quartz. So, I have like this quartz that stands up. It's really pretty, but this one will work. It's fine. Okay. The pendulum. I love this thing. It's made from my grandmother's chandelier. It's one of the little things off of it, right? And I made it. Okay, so we're gonna start with, I'm just gonna go in the order that they were entered. So Nia, okay, Nia said, oh, I got a call back for an interview with the job I applied for. Do you see me getting the job in balancing school as well? So when the pendulum swings this way, it's a yes. When it swings this way, it's a no. I gotta connect with it real quick. Give me a moment. It'll start vibrating. Okay. Am I Matty Tarot? Am I Matty Tarot? Yes. See? Am I Debbie Duncan? Am I Debbie Duncan? No. Okay. Nia applied for a job. Does she get the job, and will she be able to balance school with the job? Well, let's ask first. Does she get the job? Does Nia Anderson get the job that she applied for recently? Does Nia Anderson get the job she applied for? Yes. Is she able to balance school with this job successfully? Is she able to balance school with this job successfully? yes. It does look like yes to both of those. Okay, Nia, so congratulations. Sally, I had an interview today. Would like to know if I got the job. Let's see. Give me a moment. All right, Sally had an interview today. Does she get the job? Does Sally get the job for the interview she had today? Does Sally get the job for the interview she had today? Sally, it's saying no. So I apologize. Better luck next time. You guys keep in mind that this is the pendulum just it swings either way. It doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that's 100% true. There's many factors when it comes down to this because the matter of perspective is very interesting and you know, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll just say this. I've asked questions that I don't know the answer to, that other people know the answer to, and it's gotten them right. It's never led me astray. So it's typically, in my experience, has been, you know, on point. But again, it's not. It's just a pendulum. So don't take it, you know, as 100% fact. But Sally, maybe continue looking. Um, but don't discount it and totally think you didn't. You might still hear back. Okay. So let's see. I've been concerned about career direction and how to make myself marketable any day, oh wait, I'll do this one with cards because I thought it was a yes or no, so I apologize. Um, let me put this away. Okay. Moo E. Career direction and how to make yourself marketable. Any ideas on which way to turn? Let's see. All right, so the ace of swords came out, ace of voices. That means that's like truth and clarity, right? So you gotta here's the message I'm getting. You got to stand in your truth. What moves you? What moves you? What motivates you? What interests you? And that is, I mean, that's where you got to go because you can. And sometimes you may have to work. Sometimes you may have to work a job that you really don't want to work, in order to kind of support or get you by, you know, living, um, and also to maybe support like an artistic endeavor or a creative endeavor that you want to partake in. Um, so it really just it has to do with what is being said here is the direction you need to take is the one that you feel drawn toward. Okay, so don't be fooled though by your ego when the ego wants to stay comfortable and it wants to hold on and grab and you know doesn't like change, right? Don't be fooled by the ego when your intuition is trying to tell you to move in a different direction. So when I say the one you're being called to, you're going to look at is there an idea or a thought about a direction to go or a choice to make that continues to come to you? You continue to have that thought, but then you doubt it really fast. It's like, oh, and the example I always use is like the thought comes into, oh, quit your job and move across the country. And then you immediately are like, oh gosh, no, what will I do for housing and how am I going to move all my stuff and I don't have enough money and I don't even have a job. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, that's the example though of your intuition is telling you quit your job, move across the country, and your ego goes, no, 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 and wants to hold on and doesn't like that and thinks of all the reasons you shouldn't do that. So if you have a thought that's recurring that comes back, it's like a random thought that it comes through very quickly, and then you immediately start doubting it, or you continue to have this pop up and you're like, I don't know about that. That is what your intuition is trying to call you toward. You already have this answer, what career direction to take. You just have been doubting it up until this point. So that's where you're being called toward. It does look like this is a financial. You do create. I'm sorry. You do obtain financial stability from this. The Ten of Pentacles came out. That's wealth. That's also rooted in foundation. So it does look like this creates a stable foundation for you. You do find success here. And then you got awakening, which is equivalent to the judgment card. So not only is this like something new for you that you maybe didn't see yourself in this position or see yourself taking this risk, maybe it's a little hard for you too, but it's called the judgment card calls for extreme accountability, meaning it's the moment in our lives where we look at everything and where we are, and we say, okay, it doesn't matter who's done what to me, how, it doesn't matter what has happened or who's treated me whatever way or what, it doesn't matter. I take full responsibility for where I go from here. I take full responsibility for moving forward from this position with the cards I've been dealt with, the circumstances that are present. I take full responsibility, and I choose to let the resentment go, to heal my past, to heal myself, to see the future, to see a brighter future for myself, to be, to do what I want, to make my life into what I want to make it into, right? That's what judgment calls for. It's like we take ownership, we take control, and regardless of what's happened, because we all go through pain, and it does no use to compare struggles. So there's no use. It's largely ineffective and a waste of time, because that's the name of the game here on earth is pain. Suffering is a catalyst for growth, and through the lessons learned through that, we learn to evolve and grow and ascend, right? And this is present on every level, even as so think about it this way. It's like when you touch a hot stove for the first time, maybe when you're young or something, and you get burnt, you're never going to touch a hot stove again, right? You're never going to do that again. You had that suffering. You had to suffer that to understand and learn and grow. And you're never going to do that again now. And we don't sit there and, because we touched our hot stove or because maybe a pan, or the cookie pan burnt us, it's like, you don't see us not getting around a stove anymore. We're never going to cook again. I'm never going to cook, and I'm never going to eat, and I'm never going to use the oven. It's like, we don't, so think of it that way. It's like, now I'm not dismissing anybody's, horrendous experiences in some circumstances that have happened. I'm not at all. But comparing pain stories and comparing struggles, like, oh, you have it worse, or I have it worse, or what are they complaining about? I should, it's very, very pretentious, and it's very self-righteous, and it does no good, because we all go through pain. And pain is relative, if you really think about it. Pain is relative. There's, how do I say? You don't know worse until you experience worse. So the person the worst thing that's ever happened to them, they burnt their cookies, right? Like, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. They're devastated. And then the person who, is being abused, or has like an abusive parent or something. In no way am I comparing the two, and I'm not that, again, I'm just using an extreme example to make my point. But obviously we can all say abuse is worse than burning your cookies. But this is to make a point. The person who's burnt their cookies, they don't know any worse. The person who's been being abused, they don't know any worse. We all are at our threshold. Every single person. You don't know worse until you experience worse. So every single person is at their threshold of experiencing pain and suffering. Meaning, across the board, everyone's like this level. We're all hurting the same because experience matters and perspective matters. And so it does no use to compare struggle, because a person who hasn't experienced worse, they may be able to say, oh yeah, that sounds bad, but I'm sure you know from experience that you don't really know, until you go through it, until you experience it, and then you understand, and then you know. So from an out, I mean, think about it. When abuse victims go to other people and they try to say, I've been in this cycle, and people, what do people say? They say, well, why didn't you leave earlier? I would never stick around for that. Why didn't you just leave? It's like, oh gosh, those people don't know. They have no idea. They've never been in that. There's no way for them to be able to know. And that's kind of, a common reaction from people. So unfortunately, um, but yeah, so it's kind of like that. You don't know till you know, right? Anyway, rant over. Thank you for bearing with me. Um, back to this. Oh, back to this. You've got a fear here. You've got hope, but fear. So you stay walking away from opportunities, or you stay from taking that responsibility and moving it toward where your inspiration, I'm sorry, where your intuition is guiding you, because of this fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So your fear is your ego talking, keeping you smaller. Okay? Knight of Voices. Communication. Your career path is in communications. It could be, I mean, there's many different career fields there, but it could be in, phone, it could be customer service even. It could be facilitating communications between parties. It could even be like a what's it called? Air traffic control communications. Like, there could be so many different things, but it has to do with quick, witty thinking, mental capacity, and communication, speaking. Um, and I do see. Hold on one second. Yeah, surrender. You got to surrender to the whole of the circumstances. Look at that intuition at the bottom of the deck. Intuition, surrender your energy. Surrender energy and intuition. So, like what I was saying, you're being drawn energetically towards something. You keep fighting it. Your intuition's trying to tell you. And you need to surrender to that. Let the fear go. Take extreme accountability and stand in your truth, and it will come to you. Okay. And the Knight of Voices, which is Knight of Swords, it may be saying that you need to talk to people around you, and then that will come through, and you'll get your answer. You'll get the information you're looking for. But you got to talk and communicate, and then you'll find the answer you're looking for. Okay, that's all I have for you this evening. All right, you guys, I'm gonna stay a little bit longer than 7:30 today, because we I'm alone, so I didn't get to do as many people as I would like to, and Debbie's not here, but I'll stay a little bit later for you guys. Okay, so I'll stay till 7:45. Let's see. Hold on one second. Oh, Sally, you said, "Oh, I'm sorry. You may still get the job. The pendulum's not, like I said, not not etched in stone." Um, let's see. I'm gonna go with Esther. Esther, I welcome to the show, Esther. Alrighty. Let's see. Esther, I want to work and socialize, but because of my illness, I can't. It has taken me on a different path now for years. How do I practice patience and gratitude for the things that are going right in life? Isn't that a hard one? It's like when this thing we have this tunnel vision where we get so caught up in the things that are upsetting. And sometimes those things are really, really like consuming, right? Such as an illness that maybe I don't know exactly what illness, but I understand. So sometimes those things can be really consuming, and maybe it's a relationship and you're consumed by something. You know, everybody's got their own vices, right? But or got their own. The vices was not the right word there. Everybody's got their own thing that they where their focus goes, right? So getting caught up and feeling down and feeling low about some thing you're going through that's painful and you're suffering from through, you know, and by suffering I mean just in a general term of like any pain is suffering. Okay, I'm not saying like it's, you know what I mean. Anyway, it's easy to get caught up in that and to see and to say like how crappy everything is. Like I totally get it. At the same time, it takes a drain on us, and we're left feeling the way you're feeling right now, saying, you know, I want to find gratitude because I don't want to be, I don't want to just be this miserable person every day. Like it's starting to take a toll on me. So I get that. I would like to just share a personal story. My mother, she was in a car accident when she was pregnant with me, and she had a essentially her neck was broken for nearly 15 years, for a long time, and nobody would operate on it or fix it. So this woman, my mother, would walk around everywhere, would clean the house and raise children and have a whole entire life with a freaking broken neck. Like, and she'd be in an unimaginable pain. And she was taking heavy medication, and she would just, like, knowing her, you wouldn't know from the unless you were in on her in like inside in inside scoop, and you got to actually see her, you know, vulnerable and at home and stuff. You wouldn't know that she was living with a broken neck. um and so that's just amazing to me. But like the way the reason I'm sharing it is because the way my mother would just be a ball of sunshine and an angel, and just the woman had a freaking broken neck. Like I just it just blows my mind that that happened. So, you know, I take a lot of inspiration from her in learning how to do that. And essentially her answer to me was very simple. It was, because what's the alternative? Like what's the alternative? And if you sit down in this world, the world's going to keep spinning, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but unfortunately for you, it's going to keep spinning, and you're going to get trampled. And it hurts a lot more to sit down and give up and get trampled than it does to keep going even when you're tired. Um because the sun does come out again. There is a new tomorrow. There is sun after the rain. There the day after the night. Everything's a cycle. So Esther, I want to send you I want to send you love. I want to send you my condolences. I want to send you strength. I want you to know your angels are with you. They're reaching out to you, touching you, trying to give you the strength, and let you know that it's it's a cycle, and you're gonna get through it. Okay, you got to keep going. Don't sit down and don't give up. Don't sit down figuratively. Okay, really sit down practically if you need to. But I'm just making a joke. Okay, so how do you find patience and gratitude? You practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. You got to just it's sometimes I just do a simple as thing as waking up in the morning and finding 10 things to be grateful for. And that could simply just be that I opened my eyes today, that I have a roof over my head, that I'm able to eat this food when I'm hungry, that that I have the money to pay that bill. Even though I don't like paying the bill, I'm grateful I have the money to be able to do so. And you find gratitude and you find ways to just like little things, right? And so that's a good practice. And you can start I'm happy that I'm able to breathe, or like, whatever. Um, that just because gratitude is an energy, just like any other energy. And so it doesn't need to be like these tremendous things. But if you build the energy up, then it's easier and it's more abundant and it flows better, and you'll find that moving forward you'll find more gratitude and other things. But also, here's the really important part you may not want to hear. You need to honor your pain. You need to honor the sadness. You need to honor the anger. You can't just be toxic positivity. You can't just say, oh, well, I don't want to think about anything negative and I don't want to experience that. It's an unpleasant feeling. I'm going to put it over here and I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to just pretend and try and focus on the good. Well, that only works if you're honoring the bad, or the quote unquote bad, the negative, the unpleasantries, the discomfort. You have to honor it. That's the first thing that came out here. Three of voices, which is the Three of Swords. Pain, heartbreak, suffering. The things you want are on the horizon. Three of Wands, double three here. So 3-3, very important number. Divine. 33 is, if you're religious, Jesus uh, lived to 33. He was crucified at 33. 33 is very important. The three is the divine number, right? And it's present in all religions of the world, and in spirituality and everything. So you got 33 here. Like I said, your angels are with you. They are reaching out to you. Um, and they're letting you know that it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad. You can honor your pain and honor your suffering, honor the anger, give it room to breathe, to exist. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to feel those things, because you're keeping it pent up and inside, and it's hurting you. Unexpressed emotions become physical ailments over time. So some of this like overwhelming feeling is because you've been keeping the smiling face the whole time. You gotta let it out. You gotta let it out, and you gotta do it in a way that. Oh, I saw something recently. I don't remember what it was in, but it was it was really cute. The quote, it said, Sometimes it's okay to be messy. So it gets messy sometimes, and that's okay. Um, maybe you need to get in your car and go for a drive and just scream at the top of your lungs. Just scream all the things you want to scream. Um, get it out. Make sure it's not in there anymore. Get it out. Whether that's writing a letter and then throwing the letter away so no one will ever read it, or if it's screaming at the top of your lungs in the car, or if it's driving out to the desert, or a very remote area, and crying your eyes out and cursing, everything. Just make sure it gets out. Don't hold it up, because right here, the Three of Wands talks about your ships being on the horizon. And what that means is you can see them in the distance, all the things you want in the distance, right? And they're on their way in, but you're like, when is it going to happen? It's not quite here yet. They're on the horizon. Well, what lies between you, I'm sorry, between those ships coming in and where you are, is your pain, the Three of Voices, or Three of Swords. So you need to express that and release it. And that's when those things start to come in, okay? The Six of Materials, or the Six of Pentacles here, is giving. So like you said, you're already on the right track by wanting to give gratitude and give gratitude, or be grateful. You're already on the right track. You're right on the money as to how to get a more satisfying experience out of life, is to be grateful. Okay. You need adventure in your life. I'm going to say that you need a little bit of adventure. Get out of the get up, get out, get in the sun, or just at least get out in the air, in the open air. Maybe you have to force yourself to do it. but get into a space where you're able to get some interaction and have some sort of adventure, not following the norm or the routine that you usually follow. Okay. Because you've been rejecting things too much, and that's kept you from feeling this because of the way you feel. You reject things, but then you miss out on abundance, and you also miss out on trust. You don't trust that that's the answer, maybe, but it is the answer, and you need to trust that. Because so here's your crystal card is telling you, is that's why I said adventure, right? Malachite. Malachite is the stone of adventure, and it symbolizes big transformations. If this stone appeals to you, it is because the energy radiating it from it calls you to take a risk and make a drastic change in your life. This stone gives you the courage and the strength to do that. Okay? So step outside of the comfort zone and get out and get that adventure. Do something out of the norm, and start that by the little practice that I said to you about finding gratitude. Just when you wake up, just find 10 things to be grateful for, even if it's you know, I'm grateful for being able to breathe. Like, you know, that gets the energy flowing and going, and it becomes easier to find more gratitude as you go on. Okay. And if you're too focused on the negative, Esther, you won't see all the opportunities being presented to you. I wish I had the original tarot Rider Waite deck, because they have a card. There's a card, 4 cups, where the person's sitting like this under the tree, and they got 3 cups in front of them, and they're all spilled. They're like, and they don't like their cups. They're mad. And Spirit's holding, a little cloud is holding a 4th cup, trying to hand a 4th cup. But the person's so focused on the 3, they're just like, and they don't see the 4th cup. And so the 4 of Cups has this symbolic underlying message saying, if you're too focused on the negative, then you're not going to see what gifts or opportunities are trying to be presented to you or given to you. Because so try and shift your focus on the things you do want and that you do like, instead of focusing on the things you don't want and the things you don't like. Okay. That's a major change in your life. It will cause a major change in your life. Okay. Alrighty. That's all I have for you this evening. Now let's see. Let's see. Well, why can't I see any others? We're gonna pick another person for a reading. I already saw that one. I already saw that one. Kimberly, I'm done with everyone for real. I try to be the nice person, but but yeah, I am a villain. Sorry, had to vent. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm I understand what you mean by, like, you try to be nice, but then where does that get you? Think of it this way: nice is not kind. Nice is not very kind. There's a difference. Because when you try to be nice, what do you end up doing? You end up being dishonest. You end up being maybe maybe you don't actually tell the truth. Maybe you let somebody do something that you're not really comfortable with, because you're trying to be nice. You want to be nice so you don't say how you feel, or you want to be nice so you don't you agree to something you don't actually want to agree to, or you lie to a person save save the save yourself from a uncomfortable situation. And we lie to ourselves. Even we lie to ourselves, and we'll say, well, I don't want to say I just want to be nice, so I'm not going to say the thing that I actually feel and actually think, because I don't want to hurt them. That's not the reason. That's fun. That's a cute little reason we tell ourselves. The reason is you don't want to feel uncomfortable with telling them that. You're doing it for you. It's not because you don't want to hurt. I mean, there may be part of you that doesn't want to hurt them, but you don't want to deal with the discomfort. Like, let's be real. So it's funny how we dress these things up and tell ourselves these things, but you know, there's a way to deliver uncomfortable messages with tact and with respect without having to be mean. And it feels better to be kind. It's actually more kind to not be nice. Don't be nice anymore. Stop being nice and try to be kind. And when you're kind, you can tell the truth. And you can tell somebody, hey, that makes me uncomfortable. And I care about you being able to express yourself and do what I care about how you feel too, but the way it's being done and the way it's going about it, you're going about it, it's making me uncomfortable. And I want to have a conversation with you about that. Maybe we can find a way, to work around it. That's kind. That's very kind. And if the person gets upset at that, well, that's on them. That's not on you. So, you gotta be okay with that. Sometimes people get upset when you speak up, but try to be more kind instead of nice, because being nice is not very kind, because it makes you a liar, and not a liar, but you know what I'm saying. You get it. Y'all get it. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go Jimmy Johnson. May I please have a general? All right, Jimmy. Nia said, "Love the kids on YouTube. You don't have to be nice to men that creep you out. Love it." Yeah, so true. So true. There's a lot of that's like across the board women's experiences. Um, but you see, this is where it's like there's discernment that has to be used. Because Nia, while I agree with you, you don't have to be nice to men that creep you out. Sometimes it's in your best interest to be nice to men that creep you out, because sometimes those men are dangerous people, and sometimes they will act out in ways, and that's so unfortunate and it's just like just it angers me um that women have to go. Like, if you ask any woman, they've been any woman, ask them, and they've been in an experience where they probably didn't feel safe speaking their mind or being, and they just tried to be nice. So that's a little different. Again, use discernment. If it is in your best interest for your safety to just be nice, and being nice isn't going to land you in a situation where maybe there's you get violated, like, then yeah, go ahead and be nice. But I mean, as with anything in life, there has to be discernment, and you know it's unfortunate that some people just don't know how to take no for an answer, and they feel like they can assert themselves when there's no consent. That just infuriates me. So we're not gonna go there. But let's see. Jimmy Johnson, may I please have a general? Yes, you may. Okay, Jimmy, you're focusing on your what gives you joy, and what inspires devotion in your heart, and you're really taking inventory of the self right now, of like where you are and where you're going. The and it's a good time for you. You're rather happy. You're balancing emotion with logic as well. So you're really going after the things you want in life. The Nine of Cups came up here. Your desires, the things, you're really just approaching those in a way. You're finally, like, how do I say this? You're really going out. It's as easy as that. You're really going after the things you want, and that's good. It looks like you're in a good position in life right now. You're doing well. Um, and you're just trying to maintain balance. You've been maintaining balance. The Two of Pentacles came out here. And even though there's some rocky times, sometimes you've maintained a good balance. You've been able to do that. And this has to do with normally the Two of Cups is a relationship card, but I'm just gonna say this. I think this is the relation because it can also show the relationship to self. And based on what I'm seeing here, I think this has to do with a solid relationship to self that you have that you're able to achieve this and get to this position where you're going after the things you want. Even if you fail at it, it's fine. It doesn't deter you from trying again or trying in a different way. You're very emotionally intelligent. You know how you feel. You know how to communicate how you feel, and you're been able to keep through the chaos and choppy waters of life. You've been able to keep this balance and maintain. And this is all due to a solid relationship to self, because a lot of times we feel or we grow up and we feel like, okay, here's my table, right? I have the three legs and I need to find that fourth leg. And that's this partner or whatever in my life. It's like, or the job I want, or like these things I want, that's the fourth leg. And we're like, okay, I'm finally stable and sturdy. But here's the ironic kicker. No, you have to you can go out and find a fifth leg, but you have to be all four legs. And so if you're going out trying to find this like fourth leg to complete you, or to like finally I'm going to be happy when this happens, or finally if I get this thing, it's like then my life is good and I'm successful, then that's you're always going to remain unfulfilled. You're always going to feel like you failed. You're always going to feel like you fell short, and you're always going to feel like you're chasing something and that you feel incomplete. Now, if you're all four legs sturdy, and then you invite maybe career opportunities or relationships with other people, or um, some sort of creative outlet or artistic endeavor into your life, that can be a fifth leg, because I'm so sorry, I was getting a call. Hold on one second. Okay, the reason I say this is because if that fifth leg, if that thing, if that other person, if that job, if that artistic endeavor, if it falls through and it crumbles and it fails and something doesn't work out there, you still have all four legs to stand on. You don't feel like you've taken such a blow that like of course it still hurts. Of course you still have to experience the loss and grievances and such, but you don't there's sometimes when if we've taken something and made it our fourth leg, when it leaves, well, we take this devastating blow, and sometimes people don't come back from that, and they it changes them forever. And that's the danger of that. So you gotta that's why I hate the term of like, well, what can men say it all the time. They like, well, I guess women say it too, but like men say it mostly, and they say like, well, what can you bring to the table? It's like, well, I'll be bringing my own table. We can put our tables together. How about that? Because four legs and four legs, we'll make a long table and we'll have a big. So like I hate that term. Okay, so sorry guys. I don't know where that went. Hold on. We're gonna take that person. We're gonna take it out. Okay, I'm back. Can you? I hope you all can hear me. Anyway, so that's it for the show today. Jimmy Johnson, I hope that was all I have for you this evening, and I hope that you it's just you're doing well in life. Essentially, you're doing well. You're on the right path. Continue to find that happiness and enjoyment, and continue forward in that path. You're on the right track. Okay. But that's it for this evening. I appreciate everybody coming and joining me. Debbie's usually here with me, but it was just me this evening. So I'm sorry if I didn't get to everybody. I know I didn't get to everybody. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. Please do return. We do these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. So come back Monday. Let us know if we missed you. But I want to see who won the Friday Feuds poll. So let me go to that real quick. We will take a look and see which option won. I again would choose the gorillas and the 10,000 rats. But let's see. We're going to analyze the results. So if you weren't here, the Friday Feuds poll was you're in an arena like Gladiator. You have to survive for 1 hour. You get two choices to defend you, and then the rest will be attacking you. And you have to survive for an hour, right? So we're going to use the impossible to use website SurveyMonkey. 10,000 rats won by a landslide. That's hilarious. It looks like 10,000 rats and 5 gorillas was the choice of everybody. That's my choice as well. So I love it. Pretty much. And then other people were picking 4 lions. So 10,000 rats and 4 lions was also the second place winner. Okay. But that's so 10,000 rats. That's a lot of rats, right? I would be scared. And I wouldn't want to mess with that. But anyway, happy Fluid Friday, y'all. Thank you for letting me know what's in your cup. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Please come back on Monday. It'll be Mystery Monday. Debbie will be back. And we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let us know if I didn't get to your question. We'll be happy to get to you on Monday. Okay. So thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.